I think it's very encouraging because a certain celebration of books and also celebration and informality. Like we have been having book fairs, there's a lot of bhashanbazi that happens, but this kind of an intimate conversation between authors and interaction between authors and the audience is, I think, something that Odisha was missing. And it's really good that it's happening, and you can see it from the response of the people, the fact that all the authors are also excited to be here. So I think it's really nice. I would not say that there is a deterioration in the quality of writing. It is just that more people are writing. So when more people are writing, there are some who are writing very well, very good, very serious writers. But there are also many others who are able to get published, who have an interest in writing. And so you have the good, the bad and the indifferent, all of that now. And the volume has increased a lot. So yes, I mean, if you ask me, there's a lot of people writing because there's a market for it, but that is also creating a whole environment that will allow good writers to flourish also. Well, I completely agree with you in one way that yes, we don't, the literate public is not so much a reading public, which was the case earlier. And the primary reason is not really television or internet, though it has a role. I would say the bigger reason is that children don't have time. Children just don't have time. I mean, after school you have private tuitions. Even your leisure is now regulated. Like you go for your tabla class, you go for your tennis class. So playing cricket just for the heck of it as a break from your routine is gone. If you're playing cricket, you go actually to a cricket class. That kind of a thing. So children don't have leisure time. Having said that, also children's attention span has become very fragmented, with television, internet and all of that, mobile phones. So patience, and we are all responsible for it. See, for instance, the fact that we actually inculcate the habit of not reading but actually watching television when we are feeding the child. It starts there, right? So many parents, because it's easy to feed the child when the child is hooked to television. And the habit begins there. And we are not leaving children with free time to explore things on their own. I think that is the biggest problem. I think we need to recognize that and give children the space to just think or to just explore by themselves. That is not happening. Even whatever exploration is happening is heavily tutored. What I would rather is not give them lessons, but allow them the luxury of discovering the pleasure of reading, the joys of reading. Because the problem with lessons is there's a lot of instruction overdose happening to children, right? And for example, I feel really angry at the fact that whenever children read anything, they are always asked, what is the moral of the story? So much so that children cannot just read, you ask a child, so you read the story, respond to it, and the child will begin, so what we learned from it is this. So that has become cliched and hackneyed. So I think let us just allow them to enjoy, just have the simple pleasures in life. I think we'll be much better off that way. I think there's a certain fascination with glamour in everything, right? You see it in journalism and everything, right? And I think what we're doing with LitFest is responding to that. So this is LitFest actually adding glamour to the whole writing profession, and it's also interesting that, as I said, there are a lot more people writing now. So people also see it as cool to be a writer. I mean, just imagine, you mentioned films. There are many more LitFests happening in India than film fests. Think about that. Why is that? Because there's a certain respectability to writing and books, and it's appearing cool in LitFests. Difficult for me to give advice, but just follow your heart and give time to yourself to explore what you want and your passions, and if that is books and reading, you'll discover a wonderful pleasure for life.